The sun had just risen, radiating warm rays that enveloped the vast expanse of rice fields. As usual, I walked slowly on the embankment, careful not to slip. This rice field was filled with rice that had just grown green, promising an abundant harvest next season. However, behind this beauty, there was one problem that never ended: snails. The snails seemed to never run out, even though I had tried to collect them many times. With a bucket in hand, I began to explore every corner of the rice field. This hand never stopped picking up small snails hiding between the young rice stalks. Sometimes, they hid under the mud, making me have to reach in carefully. One by one the snails went into the bucket, but for some reason their numbers didn't seem to decrease. When I felt like I had cleaned one area, I stepped into another place only to find more snails roaming around, crawling slowly, ready to eat the fragile rice leaves. And my rice fields now look fertile. The expanse of land that was once empty is now filled with life. After going through various preparations and treatments, the rice plants have begun to grow well, greening the entire land. The fresh leaves wave gently in the wind, as if conveying good news about the results of hard work that is beginning to bear fruit. Water flows slowly between the rice fields, providing the nutrients needed by each plant. The evenly distributed fertilizer has strengthened the roots of the rice, making it stand firmly. Every day, the morning sun shines on the young rice. I hope that all of this will speed up the growth process. In between activities, I often stop for a moment to enjoy this view. The greenness of the rice that is beginning to grow is a symbol of hope and blessings. I know, the journey to harvest is still long, but seeing the life that is beginning to develop in this rice field makes me sure that hard work and patience will always bring results. This rice field is not just a stretch of muddy land covered with rice. It is the rough handprint of my ancestors who once hoed, planted, and harvested here. Every plot of rice field, every small embankment, is a silent witness to their struggle against time and nature to survive. When I step on this land, I feel their presence, ancestors who taught me that rice fields are life. From the gurgling irrigation streams to the distinctive smell of mud that leaves a mark on my feet, everything reminds me that this is more than just a place to work. This is a legacy that must be guarded with all my heart. This rice field is a limitless treasure that cannot be measured by money. It teaches patience when waiting for the rice to turn yellow, togetherness when the harvest arrives, and sincerity when sharing the results. I promise, no matter how far the times change, this rice field will remain alive as a very valuable legacy of our ancestors. Snails are one of the animals that are known to be able to reproduce quickly in the watery rice field environment. The wet, humid, and nutrient-rich rice field environment is an ideal habitat for snails to grow and develop. Snails, which were initially introduced as an alternative food and feed ingredient, are now a major pest that threatens rice farming productivity. The speed of snail reproduction in rice fields is influenced by several factors. First, watery rice fields provide ideal conditions for snails to reproduce. Golden apple snails have the ability to lay eggs in large numbers, with one female being able to produce hundreds to thousands of eggs in one cycle. These eggs are usually laid on plant stems or on hard surfaces around the rice fields, so that they are protected from water and predators. Second, the stable temperature and humidity in watery rice fields accelerate the hatching process of snail eggs. The eggs only take a few days to weeks to hatch into snail larvae, depending on the environmental temperature. After hatching, Young snails grow rapidly because they utilize the abundant food sources in the rice fields, such as algae, plant residues, and young rice leaves. Third, the lack of natural predators in rice fields also contributes to the rapid population of snails. Some predators, such as water birds or certain fish, may prey on snails, but their numbers are often insufficient to control the ever-growing snail population. In addition, human activities that accidentally move eggs or adult snails from one place to another also accelerate the spread of this pest.